This captivating photograph, sometimes used to represent Toranaga, isn't actually of him, nor is it an AI creation. It's a real photo captured by 19th-century Japanese photographer Suzuki Shinichi, but it features an actor posing, not a true samurai. Real samurai would not typically wear their swords on their backs because the swords were too long to draw easily. Now, let's delve into the true story of Tokugawa Ieyasu, Japan's most influential samurai whose remarkable life inspired the character of Toranaga in James Clavell's Shogun. Rising to the title of Shogun, he became the new ruler of Japan, ushering in an end to the warring state's Sengoku period. Ieyasu, then called Matsudaira Takuchiyo, was born in 1543. His birthplace, Okazaki, was a precarious cradle. Nestled on the border between the ambitious Oda and Imagawa clans, the fief was a strategic pawn in a deadly game of power. In 1547, at the age of 6, Ieyasu was sent as a hostage to the Imagawa clan. This was a strategic move to seek protection with the Imagawa in the midst of the power struggle between the rival Oda and Imagawa clans. However, his journey took an unexpected turn when he ended up in the Oda's territory instead. Some historians speculate that this diversion may have been orchestrated by Ieyasu's maternal relatives, who had ties to the Oda clan. 2 years later, in 1549, Ieyasu's father passed away. A hostage exchange occurred between the Imagawa and Oda clans, leading to Ieyasu being sent to the Imagawa clan. The Sengoku period, in which he lived, was a brutal era characterized by incessant warfare. Over the course of 150 years, Japan experienced approximately 600 battles of varying magnitude. This frequency meant that conflicts erupted at a rate of about 4 per year. As a survival strategy, small factions often resorted to offering hostages to larger forces. These hostages, often children or close relatives of lords, served as a form of insurance policy. By sending hostages, the small faction conveyed the message that we have a strong reason why we cannot betray you, thus earning the trust of the larger force. Although Ieyasu lived as a hostage, his situation was far from captivity. He was groomed to foster his loyalty and make him a valuable asset to the Imagawa clan. He was educated by Taigen Sasai, the strategist of the clan, and married a princess of the clan. As he matured, he took the name Motonobu, with the character Moto given to him by Yoshimoto, the leader of the clan. Later, he adopted the name Motoyasu with the character Yasu given to him by his grandfather as heir to the Matsudaira clan. The man who took Ieyasu hostage was Imagawa Yoshimoto, a significant influencer of that era and a relative of the shogun. His nickname was the best archer of the Tokaido region. Why the best archer and not the best swordsman? This is because originally, samurai were mounted archers, and people of that time still believed that it was the mark of a true samurai. In 1560, the Imagawa clan launched a massive army to crush the Oda clan. Motoyasu, later known as Ieyasu, was ordered by Yoshimoto to supply his allies. It was a dangerous task that involved breaking through enemy lines, but Ieyasu succeeded. Tragedy struck the Imagawa forces, however. Their leader, Yoshimoto, fell in battle, leading to their defeat. Ieyasu received this news from his maternal uncle, who served in the Oda army, and was advised to retreat immediately. This armor said to have been worn by Ieyasu that day was a gift from Yoshimoto. If this account is accurate, it's a miracle that he survived the chaos while wearing such conspicuous golden armor. For more details on Yoshimoto's story and the secrets of the battle, see our video Battle of Okehazama Part 2, linked below this video. Foreseeing the Imagawa clan's decline after their defeat, Ieyasu took decisive action. He forged an alliance with the Oda clan, leveraging his maternal lineage. Ieyasu's new ally is Oda Nobunaga, a revolutionary in this era. He was nicknamed Owari's Idiot for his actions and statements that were difficult for others to understand. He aimed to support the shogun both militarily and economically to restore social order. This alliance served to protect the Oda clan's rear as it expanded westward or to employ Ieyasu as a bulwark against the Takeda clan. Due to his estrangement from the Imagawa clan, Ieyasu cast aside the old name Motoyasu, the character bestowed upon him by Yoshimoto, and adopted the new name Ieyasu. He also changed his surname to Tokugawa, asserting a lineage tied to the esteemed Fujiwara clan. This decision earned him the title of Mikawa no Kami, the governor of the Mikawa province appointed by the royal court, which granted him access to the aristocracy. The black clothes that these samurai always wear are the formal attire of royal court aristocrats. The samurais were showing off their position of nobility. At that point, Ieyasu stood as the sole member of the Matsudaira family to carry the Tokugawa name. Anatomy of a samurai name. You might find samurai names long and complex. This is because, unlike modern naming conventions, which typically include a first and last name, samurai names contained many more elements. These could be changed or added to throughout their lives. For samurais, changing names was a natural occurrence. When children of samurai were born, they were usually given a childhood name known as yome. It was a common practice for legitimate sons of the clan to be given names from previous generations. For example, Ieyasu's childhood name was Takechiyo, a name shared by his grandfather and great-grandfather. However, some samurais, such as Nobunaga, took a more arbitrary approach. His childhood name was Kipposhi, but he named his son Kimio Malu, where Kimio means bazaar. When a man reaches the age of 15, he is given a kemio and an imina as symbols of adulthood. Kemio serves as a common nickname. People around Ieyasu would refer to him as Jirosaburo. Imina is the true name used in formal contexts such as official documents. In other situations, people must not use it. Only people in superior positions, such as parents or leaders, have the privilege of using imina. For the sake of clarity, historical figures on TV are often referred to by their imina, such as Ieyasu Dono or Toranaga-sama. While this simplifies things for the audience, it would have been considered highly disrespectful in real life. Nowadays, Japanese people are usually given only a first name, without yome, kemio, or imina. However, we see a remnant of tradition. People in Japan are accustomed to being called by their family name, and it is not uncommon for them to feel awkward or disrespected when called by their first name, especially by strangers. Ieyasu received the character Moto from Yoshimoto and incorporated it into his name as Motoyasu. In this practice, known as henki, a person of high rank bestows upon another person a single character as a mark of honor and recognition. The recipient replaces the first character in their imina with the bestowed character to emphasize its significance. Therefore, according to tradition, inversing the characters and saying Yasumoto instead of Motoyasu would be considered disrespectful. Yoshimoto had also received the character Yoshi from a shogun. Uji refers to a broader family name that represents entire bloodlines. For example, Ieyasu's Uji is supposed to be Fujiwara, which points to a high aristocratic lineage. Ieyasu is also renowned as a member of the Minamoto Uji. It was once believed that only members of the Minamoto Uji could become shogun. However, historical examples, such as Oda Nobunaga, who claimed descent from the Taira Uji and was recommended for the position of shogun, suggest otherwise. To pronounce Uji in the names of individuals, no is added to the end of the word, such as Fujiwara no, Minamoto no, Taira no, and Toyotomi no. Originally, there was only Uji, but due to the proliferation of identical names, a new type of family name called Myoji was introduced to distinguish families. This is similar to today's family names based on patrilineal descent groups. It was common for place names or occupations to evolve into Myoji. For example, it's believed that Ieyasu's ancestors, the Matsudaira clan, originated from an area known as Matsudaira-go. As an interesting case, Hideyoshi received a character from each of Nobunaga's senior vassals, Niwa Nagahita and Shibata Katsuie, and combined them to form the name Hashiba. Kabane was the legacy of an ancient system of names given to each clan by the emperor to denote their professional ability and rank. Many of these names have become obsolete. Samurai probably belonged to the Asen category, which designated vassals of the royal court. Today, uji, myoji, and kabane commonly refer to family names. If a person held a kanshoku, which means a position in the royal court, they were required to use it instead of their nickname kemyo. In the TV series Shogun, the character Kiyama Ukan Sadanaga probably held a position similar to that of a security officer, as indicated by the use of ukan, which means royal security. In public, he would have been addressed as Kiyama Ukandono. It's likely that all the regents, including Toranaga and Ishida, held some kind of court position. Early in his career, Ieyasu received the court position of Mikawa no Kami, signifying his appointment as governor of Mikawa province. The elements of a samurai's name include a lineage name, old class system, paternal family name, court position, nickname, and true name. These elements were used in various ways, depending on the context. For example, Ieyasu's close friends would have addressed him as Jirosaburo. His mother would have called him Ieyasu Dono. He would have been addressed in public as Tokugawa Mikawa no Kami. His opponents would have sworn him as Ieyasu. When signing documents, he used Fujiwara no Asen Ieyasu. This practice of name later impacted Ieyasu's life. Remember, names are important to samurai. To get back to the story, in 1568, seeking to capitalize on the Imagawa's decline, Ieyasu formed an alliance with the Takeda clan and agreed to divide the territory controlled by the Imagawa. This pact, however, proved to be short-lived. Initially, the alliance was to be limited by the Oi River. The Takeda forces expanded their conquests beyond the agreed-upon boundary, eventually nullifying the alliance. In 1570, Ieyasu aided the Oda clan in their campaign against the Asakura clan in Echizen. This marked the first instance when Oda Nobunaga, Akechi Mitsuhide, Hashiba Hideyoshi, and Tokugawa Ieyasu, all architects of history, fought together. However, the situation took a drastic turn when Nobunaga's brother-in-law, the head of Azai clan, switched sides to join forces with the Asakura. This unexpected betrayal left the Oda army vulnerable to a pincer attack. In this desperate situation, Ieyasu was given the deadly task of serving as the rearguard during the Oda army retreat. This task, which entailed heavy casualties, would be an unreasonable request, especially considering his initial role as a reinforcement. In the end, he managed to survive the perilous retreat. 2 months later, he again joined the Oda forces as reinforcements in the Battle of Onagawa. In 1571, the shogun, at odds with Nobunaga, formed the Nobunaga siege network with the Asakura and Azai clans and invited the Takeda clan to join. The following year, 1572, the Takeda launched their western offensive. Ieyasu faced an attack from Takeda Shingen, a daimyo known as the Tiger of Kai province and rumored to be the master strategist known for studying the art of war. His intention is a swift westward advance to confront Nobunaga, the enemy of the shogun. He viewed Ieyasu as a minor obstacle and was aiming to minimize the delay. Anticipating their advance, Ieyasu fortified his defenses within the castle. The Takeda army, however, ignored him and continued westward. As Ieyasu pursued them to strike from the rear, he stumbled upon the Takeda army lying in ambush at Mikatagahara. Trapped, Ieyasu suffered heavy casualties. Though seemingly on the verge of victory, the Takeda inexplicably retreated. This retreat was later attributed to the demise of their leader, Shingen, who fell ill and passed away shortly after the battle. In 1575, the unified forces of Oda and Tokugawa clashed with the Takeda army at Nagashino. Using considerable artillery firepower, the Allies secured a decisive victory, signaling the beginning of the Takeda clan's decline. Despite possessing substantial firearms, the Takeda army may have experienced disparities in ammunition due to Nobunaga's economic embargo. The effectiveness of Oda's signature tactic, known as the three-gunner rotation, has been questioned in modern historical analysis. In 1579, suspicions arose regarding the alleged collusion of Ieyasu's legal wife, who was the Imagawa princess, and their son Nobuyasu with the Takeda clan. As a result, Ieyasu ordered the execution of his wife and commanded his son to perform seppuku. This incident remains a dark chapter in Ieyasu's history, and documentation about it is often ambiguous. The Oda-Tokugawa alliance finally overthrew their longtime rival, the Takeda clan. In recognition of Ieyasu's contributions, the Oda rewarded him with Tsuruga province. While the alliance had begun as an alliance of equals, the Oda-Tokugawa dynamic had shifted. By this time, the Oda were seen as the superior power, with the Tokugawa as their vassals. On May 21, 1582, Ieyasu journeyed to Azuchi Castle to convey his appreciation for the territory he had been granted. Nobunaga received him courteously, and a lavish feast was held in honor of the occasion. Akechi Mitsuhide was tasked with entertaining Ieyasu during this feast. On June 2, 1582, after his entertainment at Nobunaga's Azuchi Castle, Ieyasu went on a tour of Sakai, a bustling trading town in Osaka. It was during this excursion that he received the shocking news of the Honnoji Incident. Learning of the assassination of Nobunaga and his son Nobutada by Akechi Mitsuhide, Ieyasu found himself in a perilous position.
Help motivate us to make more videos by liking and subscribing. Thank you for watching!